I didn't mind that movie.
You were busting my balls about that motherfucker.
I didn't mind that movie. It wasn't great.
It was no shit. It wasn't great.
And this kid is all about movies, geek genre in the 80s.
Yeah, riding up to like the corner store on a BMX bike.
He's always
some fucking razzles.
He always.
See, now I feel bad. That sounds kind of sweet and endearing.
Yeah, and he said,
"You're just an asshole."
I am an asshole.
But he like kind of. They thought they were fucking better than you because they listened to Radiohead. Dude, like, stick this up your ass, you fucking prick.
They're the same people who said they knew the ending of The Sixth Sense.
Exactly.
Stick around, cause I am coming back. And I know someday I'm gonna make it bad.
Talk about shit we talk about anyway. Just sit here.
Seriously.
That's the plan. That's the dream. But anyway, all right, let's get to the show.
Fletcher Cox restructured his deal. Free up the cap.
Did he really? That means they're going to make a play for Le'Veon, I think. If they're doing that, then they're making a play.
Yo, we only have 31 hours on this disc, so hopefully we have enough time and we won't go over.
Okay.
All right. Phones?
Mine's off, yeah. Are your two phones off?
Mm-hmm.
Mine's off.
I think so.
I will say this. I didn't like doing it last week without you, but it was listening to it, because I haven't finished it yet, but I've listened to it here and all. It's definitely different. You know, I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know. But
you didn't like it? I thought.
No, I liked it. I mean,
I liked the show.
I liked the show, but
we pulled it off.
I think it's better with you.
Absolutely.
Is what I'm saying.
Are you just saying that because I'm here?
No, dude, we said that afterwards. No, we actually are saying it because he's here.
Yeah, I thought so.
No, it's definitely different. I think every one of us adds our own little piece to it.
Absolutely.
John's the narrator. You're kind of like comic.
I think it'd be weird if one of you weren't here.
It was weird last week. It was really weird.
Definitely weird.
We'll be right.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll find out soon enough.
Yeah. It is. If we're, I almost made the analogy, dude. I almost said, we're like a tricycle without the wheel.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, that's a bicycle. That works perfectly fine.
Because if Nick's not here, we're not going to get like true facts that we're like dumbfounded that he knows.
I know.
Yeah. It's like, wait a second, what?
We all three of us form a perfect brain.
I do know a lot of useless information.
Yeah, fucking A, dude. He does. That's a fact.
Sometimes we get. Sometimes I get surprised. I got surprised last week, and I was thinking about it when I was listening because I was like, oh yeah, I can't believe I recalled that name either.
Oh, with I just listened to
Sabine.
I'm like, I didn't even know that.
And I was like, oh wow, where'd that come from?
I might have watched the show. I didn't remember the names.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's that if you want to go there, that because we didn't talk to him about it, but John, the whole concept is total badass.
Yeah. Did you see the still?
Which one?
For the Star Wars John Favreau.
Oh yeah.
I love the whole concept. I think it's perfect for a show.
I'm down.
You don't have to. Now the Boba Fett movie could be out the window. You don't need it now.
No, that's a great point.
Which I was never a fan of anyway. I like the costume, but Boba Fett is Boba Fett. He's like bounty hunter.
I like the offshoots. I dig the offshoots.
No, I'm not saying not to do the offshoots anymore. I never was interested in a Boba Fett offshoot because he never says much.
Yeah.
There's not much to the guy. He's a bounty hunter.
Yeah, someone said, what are you going to make a whole show or a whole movie around the clumsiest bounty hunter on the planet?
Yeah, right?
But anyway.
That's pretty funny, actually.
All right, let's get this show on the road. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I'm John.
I am Nick. I was thinking of something else.
And I am back.
Yes, we are glad you are back. Yes, it was fun doing the show with just the two of us, but it was
fun.
It was a stretch.
All right, that's true.
I mean, we got an hour and a half in, but it was pushing.
Did we? Yeah, we did. Did we do an hour and a half?
It seems short. I listened to it.
That's because all you were doing was listening for your parts.
Well, they weren't there.
That's right.
Well, we said legit a couple of times. We talked about
That's right.
Stern. Yeah. We added that in there.
Couldn't recall any grade A cocksmiths, but we managed to make it work. We
will make up
hobbled
for it
along.
this week.
Yes, we hobbled along without you, Jamie, but it is really good to have you back. Welcome back. So let's just get right into it. We had another superhero movie come out, and so this will lead us into yes.
You sure about that?
Super anti-hero movie.
Was it based on the comics?
It was loosely based on the comics.
There was a star in it, though.
There was a star.
That was a misuse of a star.
Yeah.
Not everybody has the ability to trust their agent to pick the gem roles that they.
Well, doesn't he at the end of the day read a script?
Yeah. Well, let's not beat around the bush anymore. The top movie at the box office last weekend was Venom. It was when the movie was announced. I was like, "What? Holy shit! They're going to do a Venom movie?"
When they first announced
and
you
didn't
it. See any of the backstory.
Yes,
it sounded like a great concept. I did. I was hyped.
I was fucking pumped up,
dude. People love that character, man.
Hell yeah!
I mean, really love that character. It was a little like I dove deep into comics, like in more in the 80s and dabbled in the 90s. But in the 90s, even though he debuted in the 80s, in the 90s, it seemed like he
took
just
off.
Almost like a Deadpool.
Yeah, so much so that they brought in another one and then another one.
Yes.
And I'm telling you though, but I was pumped up about the movie until that big ass pill that you had to swallow, which is no Spider-Man.
Yeah. No Spider-Man. And go ahead.
And well, you mentioned in the last episode, John, you mentioned it before. When you read the comics, I didn't read the comics, but I watched the cartoon and Venom is a symbiote. It takes on a host. It takes attributes from that host. It never got any of the Spider-Man quote attributes until he linked in with Spider-Man. And if you're taking out Spider-Man, I don't quite see how he got those attributes without being with Spider-Man.
It's a very, very huge stretch.
Dude, the costume alone has a big ass spider on the chest. Like, how the hell do you come to that?
You don't.
And the reason he has the spider on his chest is because when he glommed on to Peter Parker in Secret Wars, way back in 80s, I'm going to fact check that, but I think it was like 85 or 86. It actually took on physical attributes.
Yeah, he gains it from the people he joins with.
Well,
right?
yeah, but
if he joined with the Hulk, he would gain attributes of the Hulk.
100%. And there's when he was in the secret, when it first came about in the Secret Wars, he had this suit, but his Spider-Man suit, the red, white, and black suit red, blue, and black suit was it was all battered up and tattered, and I think he went and I can't remember exactly how it happened, but he went and that's how he went and got the suit from being on this off world, I think with the Beyonder. But anyway, that's how. So his old suit disappeared. And
it became all black.
And it became all black.
Right.
So it was a way to introduce a new suit, and then eventually evolved into the symbiote we know as Venom. And that was cool.
Yeah.
And that made sense because it's like, okay, I get it. It's a parasite.
Exactly.
Well,
1 + 1 = 2, man.
Let's get to it. You watched it.
So I did watch it.
I don't care if you spoil it for me. What about you, Jamie?
No, I don't give a shit.
Go ahead, Rob.
I don't watch it.
So I did watch it. They had to take a lot of liberties because for some reason, and I don't know why, I didn't read up on it or look for it on the interwebs. They couldn't use Spider-Man or didn't use Spider-Man. Maybe it was because Tom Holland's this young teenage kid and Spider-Man, they couldn't. Maybe it was because they already were using Spider-Man in the MCU and they couldn't figure out a way to bring him into this Venom property.
Probably something to do with whatever the rights were signed over when Marvel was allowed to use them.
Yeah,
Marvel probably said, "I'll give you money, but part of the proceeds, but we get full control."
They already had a separate storyline. That's what I imagine. They already had, and you're probably right. It was probably
something
along those lines.
Like that because of Marvel, the way they do things is, they have this outline where they want to go with everything, and And if they're not going into, and you have somebody else doing something on the other side, it's going to not mesh.
Yeah. But it's a gaping miss.
Gaping.
I
I like how you went there.
Well, it's a gaping miss if you're a true comic book fan. If
Yeah.
you're not, would you enjoy this movie?
No.
Are you in the gaping is what we're asking.
No. It scares me. No, it's not, because it's poor character development. Dialogue is entertaining and clever at sometimes, but there's no, like, you don't care about any of these characters.
Eddie Brock, you don't care about him at all.
And the whole reasoning, spoilers, so the movie opens up with this spaceship crashing to Earth, right? And they do a nod to one of the astronauts' last name being Jameson, J. Jonah.
Yeah, because in the
son.
cartoons, his son goes to Mars or something, runs into supposedly gets hit, finds this rock, and it it's a symbiote.
Yeah, and that's a version that they told in the cartoons. In the comic books, it was a lot different. But so they do a little nod that way, and I'm like, oh man, they're gonna go for it. They're gonna reach for some real sort of deep knowledge on some of the history behind this character, and then it sort of stops there. And the whole motivation is the main character, the main villain, is this young scientist who discovers an advancement in cancer treatment, and he becomes a billionaire. And then he goes into space exploration because he feels that they've already exhausted everything on the planet. And the only way they're going to continue to survive as a species is to go to outer space.
Elon Musk.
Yes, but and embrace alien technology, aliens, whatever. But you're like, and supposedly the spaceship grabs these life forms off of a meteor, and I'm like, or a comet or something to that effect, an asteroid. And he says, and so I'm like, all right, right then and there. How did you know that it was this one meteor that was hurtling through space? How did you know that there was these life forms on there? They'd give you none of that backstory, none of it. And so apparently the spaceship connected with this meteorite or meteor, and then grabs a bunch of these life forms, and then something happens on the ship to where they crash. Right, and they crash, and of course, one of them's already infected. That's part of the reason why they crashed. Turns out that the whole plan was and how the fuck this would happen. The whole plan that the Venom species was meant to crash on Earth, and then they knew, they somehow orchestrated them being discovered on a meteor that then got brought into a spaceship, and then orchestrated the crash so they would sort of invade Earth.
Seems like a whole lot of what ifs, or not what ifs, but
it's just shitty writing, man.
Did they talk about Spider-Man at all?
None. Zero. There's no mention of Spider-Man. And the fact that Eddie Brock is this reporter, and the motivation for Eddie Brock was in the comic books was that he was pissed. He was a reporter, but he was a shit reporter. And
he was jealous of Peter Parker.
Peter Parker exposed him as a shit reporter and ruined his life.
Yeah.
So, and then in the comics, the Venom, the symbiote,
was mad at Parker because he left. He kicked him out.
He left. Yeah, he basically
was part of
But it was he wanted that symbiotic relationship, and in the comics, I believe he even saved Peter Parker. I forget how it happened exactly, but all that history, all that motivation that sort of makes this Venom character interesting was just totally unavailable.
Yeah,
and
sounds like shit.
Yeah, and here's one thing: Eddie Brock is supposed to be this good guy who, unassumingly, being the reporter, breaks into this facility, gets attacked by this. Basically gets attacked by a patient who's already infected, and she infects him. And it turns out, just because of his physiology, he's a perfect match for the Venom symbiote. And Venom, just the name alone, he calls himself Venom. It's like, if you're an alien, why would you automatically?
Wasn't it always we?
Yes. Well, they talk in a we in the dialogue, but there's so many piss poor decisions that were made in this movie to slam together a money grab.
And they successfully achieved that.
Pulled it off.
Because I think the movie only cost, what, $100 million to make?
It cost $100 million to make. They did $80 million domestic, and I think they did over $200 million worldwide.
So it's a money grab. Well done.
Yeah, $205 million worldwide. And
that's a 200%.
That kind of...
They Michael Bay'd the shit out of that.
Oh, my God. That kind of return, that's number 2.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's already lined up for 3 movies, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been signed on, I think, for 3 total movies. But
well, the second movie will flop then.
Well, here's the thing. They do a mid-credit scene. They do an after-credit scene.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Woody Harrelson.
I like Woody.
So, again, spoilers. So he's an investigative reporter.
Woody Harrelson?
Brock. No, Eddie Brock.
Okay, I knew
and
that.
he's so at the end of the movie, he's like, he seems to have his life back together, and he's on the right track, and he gets a job with a network, and he's going to interview. Goes to interview a serial killer, and he goes into prison in San Quentin, and it's Woody Harrelson.
Natural Born Killers?
Well,
No, I'm kidding. He's still alive.
Same director though.
Oh wow!
I believe.
Yeah.
Or same director as Zombieland.
Yeah.
So he goes in, and it's so fucking cheesy, man. He's like, he basically says he does this brief. He's a serial killer, and he's like, when I get out of here, there's gonna be carnage. And I'm like,
oh God!
I'm like, yeah, that's great.
That was an easy.
It's not clever. It's not subtle.
You wanted
it's
to puke,
fucking
didn't you?
stupid.
Did you puke in your mouth when you saw
A
it?
little bit. I had to chew it back. I'm still tasting bacon I had for breakfast. But it's just it's piss poor timing.
That sucks.
Bring him in the MCU. You know what I mean? Bring him in the MCU,
That's
like in Spider-Man 3,
Yeah.
right? Or not bring him in at all. There's plenty of stories to tell.
I don't think they'll do that in the MCU now. I think because this came out, they'll move in a different direction.
Yeah. I mean, the MCU's, they're doing $500 million movies to $2 billion movies.
Not to get off topic too much.
Yeah.
Did you see the tribute that I meant to send it to you guys and I forgot that Robert Downey Jr. put out there for Chris Evans for Captain America leaving?
No.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a whole it was a 2-minute thing of clips all put together.
Oh.
It was cool.
He hired a staffer to do that.
Oh yeah,
He's on Final Cut Pro.
He's not the
tape
real
footage.
He's not a real Tony Stark. Where he probably doesn't even know how to use an iPhone.
What would be nice? No, but it's a stinker. It really is. It
That's a
sucks.
shame.
So you wasted 2 hours of your life?
2 hours.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
But it's
least
not
you
a
didn't pay
waste
for
because
it.
I get to shit on it on the podcast.
Yeah, at least you didn't pay for it.
Who said I paid for it, Nicholas? How dare you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So second in the box office, and this is a movie I was actually looking forward to seeing. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I know you did, Jamie. Was A Star Is Born. Star Is Born did about $42 million. It's gotten, I said this before, it's gotten really good
He directed
feedback.
it, right?
Dude, I took
Directed. Did he studied guitar, did singing lessons. He's been 3 years in the
2 years. I know. Lady Gaga talked about that.
Yeah.
How she was impressed with what he went through to do all this, and
Totally.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I took the wife out. You know what I mean? I took your advice, actually.
Yeah.
And she dug it. Nah, it was good. We went out, we saw that, and I liked it. I mean, it's exactly like what I expected, but it was it was really fast paced. Like they elaborated on the story. The story was really good, but they kept it moving. You know what I mean?
Did it feel long?
No, it did not, because it was so. I thought it was so fast because they went through time pretty fast.
it's he meets her, and
He meets her, and it moves along. It doesn't putz along, and
good.
it keeps it moving. That's why I thought it was really good. I think they could have elaborated on some things, but even jerked a couple tears out of me.
Yeah, sure. Look at you, man.
Yeah, well, I'm always sensitive in that stuff. Like I told you with like This Is Us and whatever, but like my wife looked over and was like, I'm fucking good. I'm good.
He's like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Your wife goes into the
I got some in my eye. I
had like a couple good lines. I mean, it was good. I mean, and
like, you started crying.
I was trying to move past that. But okay. All right, John, let's go into
lean over to the masculine dude next to you.
No, she started laughing at me, actually. She's like, are you fucking kidding?
Wow. You're the one who tears up.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's all good. So
you own it. That's cool.
What's that?
A thumbs up.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
It was worth seeing. Like paying the money and all that.
Definitely worth seeing. It was definitely.
So if I take my wife next weekend, we're good.
Yeah, the music was good. I mean, the story was good. It was fucking sad. I'll tell you that. It was. It was like, damn. You know
Don't spoil for me because I want to say I might actually go.
It's got Sam Elliott in it, right?
Yes,
I love Sam Elliott.
Dude, damn. And
Roadhouse.
And when he was in it, that's the one part I was like, damn, man, that got me. I was like,
see the older brother?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
he's so good, man.
Yeah, I love him.
Well, I guess we can't go into it, but it was really good, really well done. Mm-hmm. They didn't really fuck up. I like how they had Clay in there. They had Dice Clay in that movie.
Did they really?
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Lady Gaga's dad in the movie. It was pretty awesome.
Andrew Dice Clay's Lady Gaga's dad
in the movie.
Well, he played like a white trash dude.
He played a really good part in there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Jack and Jill went up. Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, he moves.
I was waiting for him to say "spill the goo." Yeah. I was fucking sold, dude. But nah, it was good.
Good, man, because I was definitely on my list.
Brian liked it
check
too.
it out for sure.
So yeah, all right, I'll tell him I'm in. I'll probably convince Shannon if we got a free moment this weekend. The Eagles aren't playing this weekend, so I'm in.
Yeah, it sounds like a dinner theater.
Grab your tissues. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really sensitive.
My wife is too. She is pregnant with twins, so she'll cry her eyes out.
Well, it's an emotional movie. Oh, that's how you know it's good, right?
Lady Gaga looks fucking good, dude.
Without makeup on, I know, man.
Dude, everybody says shit about her face.
I think she's good.
And her body is fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
That is my type of physique.
Yeah, but
I got to see it again.
And she's a really attractive woman, but I think there's a little bit of BS there because I'm almost positive she got a nose job. And
yeah, I don't.
It's like and fine. You do whatever you need to do to make yourself happy.
She left her nose. I'm telling you, because she still has like the bump in there. It doesn't bother me. What I like about her,
because you're not a shallow prick.
No, but what I like about her though is she keeps it real. She doesn't do all like that fake.
It's tastefully done.
I agree.
Like
it's tastefully done.
Yeah, if she like got a nose job or whatever, fine. But she didn't like go fucking nuts.
Yeah.
With like the plastic surgery, like she keeps it real, and I appreciate that more than when somebody goes fucking crazy.
Like Kim Kardashian and all them with their asses. They don't work that though. They get that shit collagen, whatever they pump in that fucking ass.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't even look right.
It's like, ladies, I like the way you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't fucking go over the top.
Cindy and I were talking about that, and she's like, she'll be watching a Bachelor or a Bachelorette or whatever, and she's like, here's women with normal sized breasts that haven't had them fixed or done or augmented, and she's like, man, I'm so glad
on that, right?
But she's like, these are gorgeous women, and it's like, she goes, I'm so glad that natural breasts are back in style.
I just like natural everything, face,
natural look. I don't want to see there was a girl that made herself because I was looking up funny stories. But I wasn't going to talk about it. But there was this girl that made herself look like a Barbie doll. Now, if you see the pictures of her when she was growing up, and before, she was actually really pretty, gorgeous, hot, pretty.
Yeah.
And then you see the transformation, and you're like, why?
Yeah, it's like I don't want to sit here and who am I to judge? Seriously, who the fuck am I to judge? But dude, I like Lady Gaga. You can take a little note. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She knows how to just let it all hang out.
How was her performance?
Oh, really good.
Like her acting.
Her acting was really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was damn good.
Because she's not an actress or an actor by trade.
She was really good, and the singing was good. The music was good.
Because sometimes they fall in that pitfall where they do. Well, she did a movie about what she knows, which is fine to start out with. But even some people they do that and they fucking suck. Like Mariah Carey did Glee or
Yeah,
it was-
whatever.
Fuck, I didn't see it, but I heard it was shit. You
Dude,
know?
and Lady Gaga's body, dude.
Yeah.
Damn. Seriously. Damn.
No,
That shit was nice.
but I heard there's an authenticity to this film that's
Yes.
really amazing.
That is what really got me. You're right.
They didn't do any studio tracks. They were all live performances.
They made it like,
Oh, God.
it wasn't all like,
Well, she's phenomenal. We talk about this. Sorry,
it wasn't
dude.
all Hollywooded up.
Yeah.
Like it was like, I don't know. It had like a real appeal to it.
That's the other thing I heard. I heard it plays like a documentary.
It does. It had like a real appeal. It felt like it could have happened.
Now,
you know what I mean? And
if you were looking Oscar-ish, would this rank for? Because you know what they look for.
yeah, because the shit that they usually put in that stuff, it's shit I don't even watch.
Yeah.
Or could give a fuck about.
Yeah.
This is something like, you know what I mean? I was in it. I liked it. And I gave a fuck about it. You know what I mean?
Nice. How much did you know about it before you went and saw it?
I heard you were telling me that they remade it a bunch of times. I didn't
This
even
is
know
the
that.
fourth
I heard it was like
remake.
a playwright. Wasn't it a playwright or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know how the story came about, but Nick, you said it was. You said what you were
Fourth.
saying fourth, but,
Yeah, 'cause-
and it goes back a ways.
Well, I
Way
think-
back.
I think it was
I
like-
don't know how far back, but I know they did.
Well, the last one they
Well-
made was Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was like heard it was like a playwright in the 60s or something like that. So
Yeah.
I don't, but either way, it was damn good.
Somebody loved
Awesome.
the storyline. I mean, it sounds like a great storyline. I'm assuming he discovers her.
Yes.
Bradley Cooper.
And that's another thing, how they did, like how he discovers her. I don't know the other stories, like the other, if they went off a little bit.
I
But
know very little.
How he discovers her and how it plays out doesn't play out like you would think it would play out, and which is cool because
Yeah.
it's something different.
Yeah, because we how many
Yeah, 'cause
movies
it's
have you
like-
seen where somebody,
Yeah.
you're a great singer, I want to get you on.
Yeah, she gets on and then she just like strays up like leaves them or something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't play out like that, and I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah.
You know what
Dude,
I mean?
we just talked about that last week. Nick and I were saying how it's like you need to have this level of unpredictability to a story in order for it to be entertaining and interesting.
Because audiences are smart. They're really intelligent about
yeah.
what they're watching and what they want to expect. It's not like we talked about it last week, like the '80s. Man, you could do a lot of different things in the '80s.
Take
because-
liberties.
Yeah, because a lot of liberties in
Fuck
the '80s,
yeah.
and that's Michael Bay for sure.
Yeah, and I'm glad you saw it. I'm glad you.
I'm
should've
glad you
wore
saw
it.
it too.
I should have
Are
worn.
you guys glad I saw Venom?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
I'm
even
not
give a
glad
fuck.
I saw
I
it.
heard.
I'm glad you saw it because now I never have to see it.
I should have wore a hooded sweatshirt though. She didn't see me. Damn it.
So around topping off or let's finish up with the box office. Number 3 is Smallfoot. It's the animated film with about the abominable snowman. Abominable.
I think we're gonna take the kids
Abominable.
next week to go
To see that.
I heard it's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably take them next week.
Yeah, that's number 3 with $14 million. Night School, the Kevin Hart,
Still
Tiffany
kicking.
Haddish. It's dropped a bit. I mean, it's a slow time of the year, and unfortunately, I think what's going to come on strong is when that Halloween movie comes out.
Oh.
I think,
Didn't they just drop another trailer?
Dude, they've been
and I think they did at
advertising the fuck out
New
of
York
that.
Comic Con.
Why wouldn't they though?
dude, they're
man?
marketing the shit out.
That
of it.
movie, I'm telling you right now, is going to bust like not be a bust, but it's going to bust out with like $100 million weekend or something like that.
Yeah, Night School did a 54% drop in revenue. And then and what's rounding off the top 5, because we're not doing top 10 anymore, is The House with the Clock in Its Walls. Another one that you saw. Did $7 million.
Yeah, you said it was, and fans are raving about it.
Yeah, I thought it was
The
great.
reviews.
It's good. Kids liked it.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably not something I'm going to go out. Like I said, it's probably just interesting enough for the boys to enjoy it.
If Taylor was another year older, I'd take him. I don't think Aiden would be interested in that.
Real quick,
Yeah.
they showed a trailer for the new Fantastic Beasts at that movie I saw last night.
Did they?
Fuck, dude.
Looks good.
Dude, better than the first one.
Oh yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of.
I wasn't either, and this got me like, I was like, damn.
Dude, you want to hear something that I totally don't give a shit about about that movie?
What's that?
That Dumbledore's gay. I could give two.
They don't even
shits
talk about
But
it
that's-
in the movies.
see,
She
the
just-
director said it was.
It's
But
not
why
in the
do you
movie.
even
It's
have-
not in the movie. It's just it's hinted towards.
Why do people like
She did that. The writer did that.
Why? That's
J.J.
fine.
Rowling.
I don't care that Dumbledore is gay, but do you have to like announce it before the movie?
Why?
It's the
So
same thing they did that
distracted.
with like Star Trek with
Well, supposedly it has something. Go ahead.
but like just let it play out. Like, do you have to?
Yeah, let
announce
people
it?
figure it out on their own. Supposedly it has
Exactly.
something to do with him and the Johnny Depp character. They grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
They might have had a stronger relationships towards one another.
Or maybe he fell in love with
Because you
them
remember
or
when
something.
Harry Potter's looking in the mirror when he's like younger, and they say it's what you wish
Yeah.
to have, and he wants to see his parents. Well, in this movie, you see Dumbledore looking in the mirror, and he sees.
He sees the Grindelwald.
I saw the wand is in there.
Oh, the Elder Wand.
Yes.
So, dude, tell us about the trailer.
Because he gets it because Grindelwald has the Elder Wand.
Yeah, he had the wand. It was just, it was pretty fast paced. It was like they just showed him going to what?
Sorry, I just was gonna make some. I was going to make some really. I said I don't give a shit about it, but then I was about to make some really tasteless jokes when you said wand and about the whole gay thing.
Oh.
But I'm going to refrain because
No.
I'm an adult and I'm going to act like an adult.
Yeah, we might have some gay viewers, dude. Listeners. So stop.
That's fine too.
I already ruined it last week with the other thing I said.
Yeah, the problem, like I said, I wish they didn't even. I didn't even know that, but I wish they didn't even announce it.
They should. Need to be a thing.
It doesn't have to be a thing, and it only turns into a thing when people make it.
Well,
a
I
thing.
think they made it a thing is because years ago she came out before this was even envisioned to come out.
Who?
J.J. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling?
J.K. Rowling made.
She's not gay, is she?
She's not gay, but after 7 or 8 on Harry Potter, she said something about Dumbledore being gay. And this is before these movies.
Oh, so
even
they're
came out.
circling back to it.
They're circling back to it.
I
People are
guess.
just keep picking
because
at this.
Hogwarts is involved. They go to Hogwarts.
Yeah,
at
because
some
he's
point.
a professor there, right?
Yeah, they go to Hogwarts, and then apparently there's that Johnny Depp character. He like turns in. He's obviously evil, and he recruits. What's the guy's name in Fantastic Beasts? That's like good with the animals and shit.
I knew who you're talking
Oh, he
Yeah.
recruits him? I
He
thought
well,
I thought he was recruited by Dumbledore.
Yeah, but he's like recruited to go after Johnny Depp.
Oh,
and he's like pretty much is like, I wouldn't take this test, but do you want to take this test? You know, like, and he's like, of course.
But it looks
I do.
badass?
Yeah, it looks pretty badass.
Awesome, man.
I
I'm
like-
looking forward to that.
And you
for
want to
sure.
see that, dude. Like I told you before, I mean, Harry Potter was
it's
cool.
ve-
From 3 on for me was cool because it started becoming more adult
Yeah.
version.
Well, what in this one they go more towards the Harry Potter esque.
Okay.
Like, you know how the first one really wasn't? Like
Yeah, they got
No, it's
Dumbledore,
kind of-
they got Hogwarts.
Well, it wasn't
the,
even
the
with
first
the
one was more
Dumbledore-
about in New York
No,
City.
I'm talking about
they're
this
like
new one
animals.
coming up.
Yeah, the new one coming up.
Even with that stuff aside, seeing what I saw is like the story. The story was more Harry Potter esque, even without the Hogwarts and Dumbledore or whatever. Just
Okay.
like the whole plot line and stuff. It was
More of an adventure.
like an adventure that like had like a good story.
I hope they really get into why they had to do that whole first one. I get why they found them in America, the Johnny Depp character. He was hiding in America, but it didn't seem like they needed it. But I won't know until I watch this one and the next one.
Yeah, I'm just hoping for good stuff. And so far from the trailer, it looks really entertaining. And speaking of trailers, trailers. New York Comic Con just ended.
Yep.
I'm always interested. We did not attend.
Someday.
Well,
That would be probably the one to be
someday.
better.
Well, I'll probably have a better chance of attending when in the next 4 years when my kids go to college and I have a lot more free time. You guys it may take a little longer. But the New York Comic Con ended. I'm always interested in what they're debuting as far as trailers. And they released an extended version of Aquaman, which I thought, I was stoked when this movie, well, I've always, because of the past movies, I've always been cautiously,
DC's.
DC, always been cautiously optimistic. This trailer, visually, it looks like they spent all the money. Like in the visual treatments, the art direction, it looks amazing in that respect.
It does.
I like the storyline.
And now the story, that's what I was just going to talk about. It seems like it's just not fighting underwater, him realizing they actually have to go on like
a quest.
A quest to
Yeah.
find the original place where Atlantis originated from.
Yeah.
And Nick, what you were saying on the other movies was like there was no like real good backstory to the DC characters. It seems like they go into a little bit of more of a backstory, which is what people fucking want.
Exactly. We totally want that. I mean, that's what Marvel does so well with getting around things. They do a backstory. The first Avenger, total backstory. Tony Stark, there was a backstory. This is exactly, Jamie. I just feel like they're giving us a nugget of art. Here's Aquaman, the guy you've seen in the previous movies. And now we're going to go into where Atlanteans came from. We don't have to dig deep into it, but we're going to put you on a little bit. We're going to take a little time to make you understand that. That's cool to me.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. And the only thing I'm concerned about, only because now we have, 3 movies under our belts? Superman, Batman vs. Superman, and Justice League so far on the DC side.
But there's only 2 that were really bad.
Well, you got Superman
was good.
It
wasn't great.
Had some issues.
They could have fixed it a couple ways.
How do you not save your dad when you're Superman?
Yeah, you can zip in and zip out. If you had a heart attack, it's one thing. Like they did in the original. But we can beat that.
The whole motivation. Anyway, yeah. So I'm still at 3 movies had significant issues with them, each of varying degrees.
Except for Wonder Woman.
Oh, 4 movies, including
Except for Wonder Woman was 100. Was a home run.
That's right. So like I said, I'm still cautiously optimistic. Aquaman seems very broy.
Which I'm fine with.
It's okay, but you can be macho and pirate like without being dumb. And I'm thinking he's like leaning towards a little bit of a broy frat boy in his personality.
Maybe. I mean, maybe it's just because, let's face it, I don't think, what's his name?
I'm not saying he's like Aquaman, he's date raping people or anything.
Jason Momoa.
Oh, shit.
Well, maybe because Jason Momoa, you kind of like cater the film towards the guy's personality a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he's not this world-class actor.
Well, from the
from
the trailer, though, it seems like that he grew up, and from the other movies, or the other movie, when he comes out, it seems like, he thinks his mom like fucking ditched him. True. And he's got like an axe to grind, so he's just a prick.
That I can appreciate.
So, I think that's why he's like kind of bro. He's just like, fuck it. Yeah, maybe, he just makes a wisecrack at everything. He doesn't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
And to your question earlier, I hope it does take place after Justice League.
I do too.
Because if it takes place before, then it fucks up the whole like what's going on here.
Yeah, but if it takes place after Justice League,
I don't know. No.
If it takes place after Justice League, where was Queen Atlanta in Justice League? See, this is the shit that fucks me up.
The redhead? She was in that?
No, Nicole Kidman's character who plays his mom.
But maybe she already died years ago.
She's in this movie and she's tossing people around inside of the house.
Maybe that was when she was fighting him off.
Good point.
It was like showing the beginnings of how he was born. She fought people off.
Okay, no, that's a good point. I can appreciate that, but it's. I don't know.
You're skeptical.
Smell something.
It's DC.
Something fishy.
You went there, but okay.
Oh God, John, we really gotta move on.
Dad joke 1 accomplished.
No, but I'm down for both. Like those 2 movies this winter.
Yeah, we
they're the 2 biggest movie. There's nothing else coming out this winter that would.
Out of that and Venom, I'd rather see Aquaman.
Oh hell yeah! Man.
Oh yeah!
Oh hell yeah! The other thing is one thing I noticed was and this is just being nitpicky, but it looks like they straight up ripped off Fifth Element with that scene where they take the sweat and they put it on the thing and it activates the hologram.
I don't.
Dude, that's almost shot for shot ripoff.
I tell you, that movie, when I watched the trailer, it reminded me like Mummy-esque. It seemed like the Mummy, like how like the story was playing out.
But I do like how they said that.
Yeah,
millions of years ago, this might have been underwater, and it probably was.
Well, yeah, that's
so.
Legit.
And then that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, I'm just reacting to some.
You're very skeptical. We all are of DC's. Even when Wonder Woman 2 comes out, I'll probably be skeptical of that just because it's a DC property.
Yeah, less skeptical, but definitely.
It's not like a Marvel, the Avengers 4. I mean, like, dude, you have my money. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm going to enjoy the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be, I grade Marvel movies in Marvel world where they're all good. So it's a hierarchy of which one is how good is it in the Marvel world.
Well, let's put things into perspective. The last time I saw Aquaman in a cartoon was Saturday mornings. Oh no, there's the cartoon animated movies, but really, Aquaman was this shitty character.
It was like a joke. It was like a rolling joke.
Last time I saw Aquaman in a cartoon,
Saturday morning, Justice League.
No, last time I saw him in a cartoon.
What?
Was Family Guy. They were making fun of him. They're like, I'm going to rape some girl on the beach. And he's sitting in there with her. He's like, just bring her right over here. Come over here a little bit more. Come over. I'll help you, ma'am, or something like that. It's funny.
The other trailer that I saw coming out of New York Comic Con was the Daredevil trailer. Oh. Holy shit.
I watched it.
Is that Bullseye pretending to be him?
Yes, I believe people are saying that. And
I was thinking I read that online. I'm like, that makes sense.
Yes, but I wish I didn't know it.
I did too. I wish I didn't read it.
Yeah.
I was like, son of a bitch.
There's this artist. He's this guy. His handle on Instagram is Boss Logic, and he's a really talented artist. And he'll do clever renditions, like he did Henry Cavill as the guy from The Witcher. And he just figures out a way. Probably he's just.
He's doing that, isn't he?
I don't know.
I thought he was. It's going to be like on Netflix. I think
they're talking about it. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. But he did. He's not commissioned by these places. He just does them on the side to promote himself as this digital artist.
So he didn't even know he was going to be The Witcher, and he did it anyway?
I'm not sure. But he does these great renditions. And he did a rendition of the Daredevil full frontal, the one where the blood's trickling down.
I think I saw that.
But then he did a split. And on the other side is a version of Bullseye. And I was like, that's so cool, but I didn't want to fucking know that now.
That's not where I saw it. I was reading an article and they're saying Daredevil Bullseye probably will show his face in the show. And then when I rewatched the trailer again, I'm like, that's probably Bullseye.
Yeah, well, it's great because it makes sense now why he's not in the uniform.
Yeah,
because Kingpin gets out, he masterminds. He's like, I know what I'm going to do. This is from what I suspect from the trailer. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make Matt Murdock the villain.
Yeah, make Bullseye the villain. Not Bullseye, I mean Daredevil.
Daredevil the villain, right?
And I'm going to play against that and run for office or whatever he wants to do, try to clean up the streets.
Yeah.
And it's going to be cool to see who they got to play Bullseye. Because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal in Daredevil because he hit it out with Bullseye a lot.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best series of Bullseyes that have been out there. It's Frank Miller's run on Daredevil, and it's the death of Elektra. Is
she going to be in this movie too?
If she comes back from the dead,
he's coming back from the dead.
Yeah,
he supposedly died down there. That's the other thing you really want to get into with this.
Or did he die? That's the question.
Or did either one of them die?
Yeah, or did either one of them?
Because he wakes up on some bed or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but he's gone dark. I mean, all the way they're marketing it is amazing.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I got a fucking chubby when I saw
it. How many more? When is that?
19th? Is it the 19th?
Yeah, I believe it's coming out the 19th next week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 19th. Be busy.
So we'll be done all weekend, right? We'll just do a show on
Daredevil next week.
Dude, why not?
It's going to be okay, Jamie.
How many episodes is it this time?
It's probably going to be 13. Daredevil's, I know they only did 10, but I have a feeling Daredevil's 13.
Fuck.
It's their biggest one. Yeah. It's a big draw for Netflix. You know how Netflix is all like, we talked about throwing shit against the wall. This is already something that's a draw. You know,
I got time set aside for that. Like I've been pumped up about that, and then that Red Dead Redemption.
Boy,
I'm pumped up about that.
Jamie,
my brother-in-law's been playing the Spider-Man game because he has a PS4. He said it is just out of this world crazy.
Yeah,
no pun intended.
It looks pretty sick.
Yeah, but you have to have a PS4. So if you don't have a PS4, you're fucked.
I don't know. This Red Dead game looks fucking money, dude.
Yo, when he's down doing his route, and when Nick's down doing his route in Chester, you want him to pick up some meth?
Sick, bro.
Get you through the weekend.
Yeah.
That's the wrong place for meth, dude. You gotta go to like a redneck town, dude.
Yeah. What do they call those
Yeah.
meth heads? What do they call meth heads?
Meth heads.
No. Out west, they call them quirks or
Tweakers?
Tweakers.
Yeah.
Call them fucking tweakers.
Dude, that's a diabolical drug.
Shannon's,
You got any
Shannon's best friend.
Sudafed?
Shannon's best friend moved out west. She comes home and she's telling us stories about tweakers. I'm like, what the fuck? She keeps talking about tweakers. I'm like, what the fuck is a tweaker?
Yeah.
She goes, it's a meth head. I'm like, I've never heard of a meth head be called a tweaker.
Dude, you ever see the before and after pictures?
Yeah,
Usually
it's
mugshots.
horrible. Now I see them
They
all
look
the
like
time.
zombies.
Yes.
And then I saw a Chris Pine movie about
Yes,
him
yeah.
robbing banks, and they talk about tweakers in there recently.
Oof.
With the
Yeah,
with
it's a horrific
with
drug.
the dude.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, don't, especially not meth. Fuck.
So in as we segued into news, there's a ton more trailers that came out of Comic-Con, but those are the two that I wanted to highlight. But there was a recent interview on the Jimmy Fallon show with Mark Ruffalo.
I saw that, but he bleeped it out. I think that was part of the joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some people reacted to it because Mark Ruffalo has such a reputation for spoiling things and leaking things. But I think it's Marvel just trolling as part of the marketing for Infinity War or the Avengers 4. But people are speculating that. So Mark, I don't know if you saw this, Jamie, but Mark Ruffalo goes on Jimmy Fallon's show.
I saw some.
You did,
Yeah.
and
they were
supposedly he
yeah.
slips and reveals the title to the next.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't slip. He goes, Jimmy Fallon goes, was there anything you could tell us? He goes, well, the title's kind of already out there, so I guess I could tell you the title. And he goes, blah, 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 and it's beep.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? It's already out there.
And then he goes on and he basically says, can you cut that out? Can you censor it? And of course, on Twitter, Mark Ruffalo is tweeting to Jimmy Fallon saying, hey man, can you cut that piece out or bleep it out and everything? And Jimmy Fallon responds and then he goes, he says DM me to let me know that you took care of this. And then the Russo brothers respond,
you're fired.
You're fired.
I saw that. I think it was all set up as like a ploy. I think the first time around he did screw up and shit the bed.
Dude, that is gold, man. When he's with Don Cheadle and he blurts that out, everybody dies in the next one. And he's like, dude. Like Don Cheadle's, he's a stellar actor, but I don't think there was any acting going on in that moment.
I think for a Ruffalo, it sounds like Ruffalo was probably a comic book fan, and he's probably thinking, well, if you know anything about the comics, that shit happens.
Well, I think it was, like I said, I think it's just Marvel just trolling.
No, I mean about him slipping the last time.
Oh, I think he totally
But I mean,
slipped.
I was probably thinking he's a Marvel fan growing up, and he knows that, if you're a fan, like you guys already knew, that they all died.
Yeah.
Except for certain few who saved the day later. But
Yeah. It's one of those things. Yeah, if you're into the comics, then you definitely know what's going on. So another thing happened this weekend. Actually, yesterday. Well, real quick, let me take a step back. In the news, Scott Wilson, who played Herschel from The Walking Dead,
he died yesterday.
Yeah, he died yesterday from complications from leukemia. He died at.
I didn't know he had leukemia. I didn't read it. I just saw it after The Walking Dead.
But really key, very memorable figure in the movie. In the television series, and just from what the outpouring of love and affection for this guy and some of the things that he did off screen, especially the cast coming out of the woodwork in a good way and talking about what an amazing person he was. But
real quick, I just want to note, I'm a huge fan of Walking Dead, as you. Mm-hmm. I really think that when he left the show, rightfully he had to because he was written off in the comics, they lost something. They lost that he had this moral code that he lived by that everybody leaned on.
Yeah.
And when he left, it just, I think they lost something.
Well, yeah, and he was there as far as the storytelling was concerned when Rick was falling apart.
He was Rick's anchor.
Yeah,
he held Rick together to get through a lot of the shit Rick had to get through.
Totally, the Obi-Wan too.
Oh, he totally was. It wasn't even just the Obi-Wan. He was like Rick's
conscience a little bit.
Conscience, yeah, because Rick kind of like, and that's what was great about Rick, and we've always loved about Rick is he had those moments where you're just like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do, get it done.
But it's crazy about the timing, right?
What? Oh, but him right before this.
Right before the season opener.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really think of that.
Yeah.
Just, you pass away, you pass away. Yeah.
I know, it's just an oddball coincidence. So.
I mean, we talk about Walking Dead. Jamie's dumbfounded over there because he
I'm
probably
like,
hasn't
I'm
started.
like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Oh, what? Since day one, we've been talking about this show, and he still hasn't watched one episode.
You don't know who Herschel is? What have you been doing with yourself?
I thought you said Scotty's mom's got his mom.
Go ahead.
So, but that does lead into the, last night was the season opener for season 9.
It's 9,
right?
it's 9.
9 of The Walking Dead. Last season for Rick Grimes, last season for
Maggie,
and probably it's going to limp along after that. Let's be honest.
maybe I think they might get a year out of it, maybe 2.
Yeah,
But you never
it was
know.
good last night.
You never know. It might not be because they never said they're going to kill off Rick.
True.
They just said the guy Andrew Lincoln is leaving the show.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he might not be back.
Mm-hmm.
They might write him and say he like does a Morgan and leaves the show, like takes a walkabout.
Yeah.
Who knows how they're going to get him off the show?
Would you leave a show that was banking like that?
It all depends on how much I have in the bank.
Yeah,
True.
but I thought
I mean, he's been doing it for 9 years, and I'm sure after the 4th season, he probably was getting $1 million an episode.
word on the streets so is AMC doesn't pay that well.
I heard that too.
Like that's they're one of those things that like
An MTV.
But like, I don't know if you're going to say this, but if you're already like doing something, I don't think he's like killing it elsewhere.
No, he's not. He's not in it.
So then why would you just fucking
Because his family lives in England, and he spends 9 months of the year in
Georgia
In
or
Georgia.
whatever.
I mean, he's been doing it for 8 years. This is his 9th year, and I think he turned down $20 million for season 10.
Holy shit.
He turned down $20 million.
better man than I?
Yeah, I think he probably got that the last couple seasons, at least 2 or 3. I know AMC doesn't pay shit, but we were talking about this last week. This is their only fucking show. Really, I mean, name another show. Better Call Saul.
Guess he didn't lose out in Brexit then.
Yeah.
No, he's been in the States as a tax shelter.
Yeah, fuck it.
9 months out of the year, I got to be there in order for me to get the tax break.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, about last night's episode, I know we don't want to beat it too much because our counterpart.
Besides,
I mean, it was okay, but it was boring.
Yeah, it was a little slow.
I mean, I like the fact that they finally got rid of what's-his-face because he's fucking an asshole.
Yeah.
But I know it's setting things up, but it's like, is this how the season's going to be? I mean, I don't know. I said you before, I liked it when there was few, and give us a glimpse of an ending.
Yeah.
If they don't go in that direction sometime this year with losing Rick, if they lose Rick and there's a glimpse of an ending at the end of it, I could maybe buy another season or 2.
Yeah.
But if you're going to lose Rick and no ending in sight, I'm probably not going to.
Do you think these actors are going to do other stuff? I mean, think about...
Michonne's already doing other stuff.
Yes.
I mean, that's Marvel. She's the general and she's the badass.
Yeah.
She's badass in this, even though I don't buy her and Rick together. It just looks weird.
You racist son of a bitch.
No. They just don't look good together.
I'm kidding.
You fucker. But
What's wrong with you?
I don't know if Andrew Lincoln will. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. You got John Barenthal who tapped out of that show, second season? And now he's all about Punisher.
I don't think he wanted to tap out. I think he was just written out.
Well, he
because
does
of
a lot
comics.
he does a lot of other shit. Apparently, he does a lot of plays and shit too.
Does he
and
really?
I'm sure that
He's a
everybody-
good actor. Lincoln, they're all good. If you've watched the show, the people that have been on the show, for you to get involved like me and John had, it just wasn't about writing. It was pulling it off.
Who's the dude?
And they
with
pulled it off.
The Bat too. He's doing other shit.
Negan.
Negan's apparently like.
Well,
doing
he's
other shit.
not a lifer for the show.
Yeah, but he's apparently like doing.
He's Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Is
Yeah.
that his name?
Yeah, he's doing other shit.
He was in...
He was in Grey's Anatomy for a year. He was in a bunch of shows.
He did that Rampage movie.
Yeah, he was just in Rampage. I was just going to say that.
That was a clunker, but he's trying.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to get it when you get
You
it.
gotta-
There's the money grab for him.
You just got
Fuck
to
it.
bank your money, man, because
Fuck it.
I'll tell you what.
He has like a ranch or something like that. He rescues.
His wife is
Llamas
really
or
hot,
something like that.
supposedly. But you would actually like his character in The Walking
Oh, yeah,
Dead.
fuck yeah.
I
No,
mean, he
yeah.
plays an arrogant prick,
I
but he's funny and
I
arrogant
enjoy
prick.
that. That's funny.
He's amazing in that.
Yeah, he does it perfectly. I guess. I mean, everybody says they read the comics and how he portrayed the character was pretty spot on.
Yeah, he's a fantastic character. And he was good in The Watchmen too. I mean, he
played the
comedian.
I cannot wait for that show to come out. I haven't heard anything lately.
Netflix?
Yeah.
No, it's going to be HBO.
That's right.
HBO is going to do The Watchmen. I don't know if it's going to take place after. Maybe I did read it was supposed to take place after the movie.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean,
Same characters?
Well, if it's after the movie, then the Joker's the comedian's
comedian.
dead. So maybe not.
Comedian's dead. So's Rorschach. There's
There's only 3 of them left.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that movie again. I haven't seen
It's really good.
I enjoyed that.
I
movie
enjoy
big
it
time.
now more. The first time I
liked
saw it, I wasn't into that genre as much. But now that I'm getting into it more,
You guys
and more,
made fun of me for liking what was that, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
I like that movie.
I didn't mind that movie.
You were busting my balls about that motherfucker.
I like
I didn't
that
mind
movie.
that movie. It wasn't great.
It was no shit. It wasn't great. It wasn't.
You said that.
Listen, I don't think it was like fucking like knock your socks off, but like I could watch it, sit here and
It
watch
could
it.
have been
now.
better. It could
No,
have been
it
better.
is. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, I could watch it again.
I think that's how they based it off of.
Well, they based it on the off
It was
of
like
the
a Johnny.
comics.
It was like a Johnny Quest. It was fucking good. Though.
That's bringing back the heyday.
I used to
dude.
watch Johnny Quest.
I
all the
like
time.
Johnny Quest. What did the Indian kid?
Damn, this guy.
God, I am
Man.
killing it
Digging
today.
yourself in a hole.
No, the Indian.
That's
This guy pulled out the
Everybody,
racial
yeah.
deck.
Yeah,
Nick
last
is-
week I'm just going nuts.
For the record, Nick is not a racist.
He's taking
As
his
it gets
sheet.
quiet.
He's taking his sheet off now.
When's the meeting? Gotham. You still watching?
Did it start again though?
No, not
You guys,
yet.
you know my current living situation. Right?
Yeah.
I got I'm kind of fucked up, so you got to remind me, and then I'll watch it. I'll DVR it.
So it's last season, season 5.
So when does it start?
I'm not sure when it
That
starts.
starts soon. Though.
Can you let me?
But when it's
I gotta look that up.
So it's season 5. They're bringing in another villain,
Yes,
Bane.
yes.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
What's happening is, or what I see happening from the last season, and apparently they fast forwarded it really far this time.
Yeah.
They did a huge time jump, and it looks
Is he
like
Batman now?
Oh, pretty much. He's not Batman, but he's coming into his own here. And what they're doing is, they're trying to jump ahead. I think because what I saw happening is when you heard all the rumors that they're gonna cancel the show or whatever, they started oh, let's get the Batman going. You know what I mean? And they started making all the moves, making them money moves. You know what I mean?
So wait, so it's going to be out in March 15th.
Oh,
Okay,
they
that's
push
a
that
while.
back, dude.
So if how far would they move it ahead? I mean,
Apparently
the
they moved
kid
it
on that,
they moved it in the timeline of they moved it 6 months to a year.
really,
Which is kind of a big jump. Because,
okay, so it's not
because where
that
it left
far.
off. It's not that far, but
Bruce
it's pretty,
isn't Bruce.
No, but
He's still a kid.
I think
He'd still be a kid.
it was
He's
pretty.
got 4 hairs on his ass now.
Yeah, he's got 4. Yeah, well, he looks.
He's gonna be
He looks
18
fucking
years
like he's
old,
10.
right? He's gonna be something like that. He
He's
doesn't
still
become
drinking chocolate
Batman
milk.
until he's 30, right?
Yeah, he's still drinking chocolate milk. You know what I mean?
So what do you think about Bane? I don't. It's still.
I want to see how they do it. I like how they twist things around in that show, like that part. But, You know what I mean? I'm in it. When's the Flash come out?
I'm not
I think
sure.
that might have started.
Maybe I'm not tracking the DC
I gotta
television
track
stuff.
that. I want to watch it.
Like Flash, Arrow.
Fuck the Arrow. That fucking went way off track.
Yeah, I know. You're
How many
Supergirl?
times-
I think
You're not
this
watching
might be
Supergirl.
Stephen
Yeah, but
Mel.
how many times can he reveal his fucking identity to the entire town?
Yeah.
And now they don't recognize him.
Well,
Fuck
dude,
you.
That was another thing about Venom, man, that bugged me. It's like
They knew
he's
who he was.
Nobody says anything. Like he's in front of all these cops. He's revealing and not revealing. He's on a
it's Tom
high
Hardy.
speed chase. He's on this high. That's Bane.
Yeah.
He's on a high speed chase. You got camera phones,
excellent
and
Bane, by the
cameras,
way.
and now he just pops out after the whole melee, and he's got a job at a syndicated.
I'm Eddie
television.
Brock. No, I'm not.
Yeah. You're Venom.
Yeah.
And he's legit killing people, like eating people.
Yeah.
Right? And he has no qualms about it. He's like, all right. And at the end, they're like, oh, well, I need to eat. I'm hungry. And he's like, well, we only eat the really, really bad people. And you see it. It's this throwaway scene. Well, I guess it's not that throwaway. Actually, a lot of scenes are really throwaway. But his convenience store that he goes to.
No, I've seen the highlights.
Yeah, that's run by this Asian woman. He's constantly, like, the guy that's shaking this woman down comes in again. First, he comes in the beginning. Of course, he's going to come in the end. And he's like, he eats them. Are you going to keep stealing my lines before?
Shit.
I do it all the time.
I'm kidding. But he's like, and he goes and he grabs them, he eats them, and there's just like, I'm moving on. Like, you're a cannibal, dude. You're eating people.
Yeah.
It just doesn't even faze him. I don't know. That movie's got a lot of problems. The other thing, last but not least, where was it? Oh, not last but other things in the news. I thought this was kind of clever. Adam Sandler has got a new stand-up comedy show coming out.
Yeah, he was on Stern.
Do you want to know what it's called?
Sure.
It's called 100% Fresh. It's like, you know, we kept talking about Rotten Tomatoes, where it's like 100% Fresh reminds me of when Bare Naked Ladies came out.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, we'll put Bare Naked Ladies up on the marquee. And it'd be like, now showing Bare Naked Ladies. Like that was the whole shtick behind their song. But now it's like, he's going to come out with this thing, and I don't know, it's probably going to be what it's been going on as far as like Rotten Tomatoes, where he's been getting like 23%, 2%, whatever. But the title is 100% Fresh.
He talked about his stand-up.
Is that a movie? It's a stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was talking about, like, you know, like, because recently Spade's been going back. Well, he's been going back out for a while, and like Chris Rock and all his buddies or whatever, and they kept telling him, like, hey, you should go back out in the circuit and do some stand-up. You know what I mean?
And Kevin James, got to been like 20 years, right?
Yeah, but he's like, you know, it's hard. You know what I mean? And he said, like, when he was going back out, he like hang with his family, and then he'd like go out when he was like getting his material together and like, you know, forming a thing. He'd go out after, you know, like after he put the kids to bed, go out to like different places and just try shit out.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, he forgot how hard it was, and he was thinking to himself, yeah, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
But, you know, he said, like,
see, now I feel bad. That sounds kind of sweet and endearing.
yeah, and he said,
you're just an asshole.
I am an asshole.
But he like kind of like realized, like, you know, like how he did like it,
bed and all that.
how he did like it and stuff.
Such a
So,
prick.
but you know,
That's what we're here to judge, John.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
our
We all-
show.
we all
We
have
judge the shit out of everything.
We all have an opinion, right?
listen, I got a special place in my heart for that guy because his fucking phony phone calls, dude. I can't tell you enough. I'm a big fan of phony phone calls and like people fucking with people. Dude is he was phenomenal back in the day. He was
I don't think
fucking
I've ever heard
awesome,
him.
dude. He was awesome.
I don't think I heard
I
that.
don't think I have either. Now that I'm thinking about
Dude,
it,
like his phony phone calls and his fucking like his like old like music CDs and shit.
No, they were funny.
They're fucking awesome, dude. Like when he called out like all like when he did the Hanukkah song.
Oh, yeah, they were
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah,
It's like,
I definitely
you know
did
who's
two
in-
versions.
Yeah,
Two versions of that.
Yeah,
right?
but he's like,
I guess that the thing about like
What a fine looking Jew.
I guess the thing about it is it old news? Like, is that, it's like if Dice came out and did nursery rhymes, I'd be like, okay, dude.
I'd still go see it.
It's
Got nostalgia for me. I like that shit. You know what I mean? I like it.
He's a creature of the 80s.
But I like it done.
That's
you know what I
true.
mean? But I like it done like well. Like the whole like when Transformers came out, I was like, oh, cool. And then I saw it, I was like, fuck you. But then like now Bumblebee's coming out and it's got like that taste.
It has
there.
an old feel taste to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if John Hughes came back from the dead and like remade something, I'd be like, damn right, I'm gonna go fucking see that thing. But he's not here.
Did you ever see the episode of the Goldbergs I told you about?
No, I gotta watch that.
This season's first episode.
I will watch.
I mean,
that.
I'm telling you,
I'm starting
Jamie,
to watch that show. You turned me on to it, man.
It's not bad.
It's
I mean,
good.
it's
I
not.
like it.
Yeah, it for you, Jamie. It hits the jackpot because you
yeah.
love the
yeah.
80s. It's the 80s based around here. My God, it's a win-win for you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And this kid is all about movies, geek genre in the 80s.
Yeah, riding up to like the corner store on a BMX bike.
He's always
Eating some fucking Razzles.
He always comes on Preston and Steve. He was on Preston. That's how I found out about watching.
Oh, really?
The guy Adam Goldberg.
Yeah.
He was on Preston and Steve last week. That's how I knew to watch this episode.
See, I love that, man. When people are still doing like giving, knowing where the roots are. And still doing like
what's
that.
Cool
type
about
of
that
service.
show is I'm sure you've seen it. After some episodes, he'll during the episode will be like about one of his birthdays, and and then at the end you'll see him a homemade video of him actually videoing his birthday. That particular incident.
Yes,
it'll be totally way off
it's
what the show
genius.
showed you, but it's perfect.
It's like the time of the old school VCR cameras, right?
Yeah.
So it's sound, and it's not like 35 millimeter, or 8 millimeter. Like it's awesome. I love that touch.
Right, and he went to the one episode which you might appreciate because you ever go to the Phillies game in the old vet?
Fuck
Yes.
yeah, dude.
He had a whole episode about getting lost.
Did he get his tickets in a hot dog pack?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That'd be even better.
But he got listed. He got lost. We went to look for his dad, and he got lost. And he went because he had to pee. And he didn't want to go in.
And
the
there's like
bathroom at all.
there's two fucking bathrooms the whole place.
Yeah, 2 bathrooms.
So
The foundation's cracking. There's rats.
anyway, they did the whole John Hughes episode, and I'm like, Jamie would love this
Yeah.
shit. He got to catch into this.
Fuck yeah.
That's a good show. I'm glad you turned me on to it.
Yeah, it's decent. Yeah.
And speaking of 80s, Michael Pena, this is casting news. Michael Pena from Ant-Man and many, many, many other things has just been cast as Mr. Rourke. They're doing a Fantasy Island movie. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I told you Dinklage is going to be.
Oh, that's right. No, he's doing it. It's not. Dinklage
Dinklage is doing the behind the scenes.
my interview with Hervé or something like that.
Yeah.
Which he did. I heard the voice of him doing Hervé Villachez. Holy shit.
Dude,
Spot on.
yeah.
Like amazing. And that dude was a wild man.
He's in a lot of stuff. I just watched the Free Billboards movie. Dinklage was in that.
That's right. That was a good movie.
This is good. I don't really care for the ending, though.
But they were going on a hunt, weren't they?
Yeah, but, I was all expecting that guy to be the guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he wasn't. I'm
Yeah.
like, motherfucker, dude.
Got to be twist, man. You can't expect it.
Yeah, it kind of disappointed me a little bit.
Did we talk about the Dark Phoenix trailer?
The new one?
A little bit.
The new one. If we talked about it, we talked about it. I just saw it in my notes. I wasn't sure if we reviewed it.
No, I think we reviewed it. I think we all have the same feelings. We kind of hoped they were just going to wait for the Marvel.
Yeah, I think they
Disney Marvel.
blew their fucking load a little early.
Yeah.
Should have fucking held on.
Yeah. They should have. Well, if
Fucking
I'm thinking they
sucks.
might it. With all the remakes, they probably could, or the rewrites and reshoots and pushing back
Fucking
and new
balls.
marketing, they probably could have shit canned that movie early on and
what a
just made a
bummer.
whole new movie.
They probably came out with this concept for the movie, and then they signed everybody up, and then Disney, the other deal started to go through, and they're like, fuck, we're pushing it through.
Yeah.
We're going to make some fucking money at least.
Well, how pumped were you like the other X-Men when she like saves them and like you see like the Phoenix outline in the
Yeah.
water?
In the water, yeah.
And you're like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then the next movie came out like,
yeah. Yeah. That was 3. That was,
yeah, like what the
Because
fuck?
they lost, they supposedly went over budget, and they couldn't finish it. So
Yeah,
they had
fuck.
yeah, they did. And you could tell the special effects were really crappy.
Well, I did hear something about this. At least this one's the guy who's doing it said we tried to base it as much along the comics as we could.
Yeah, I just hope they
He's-
don't burn that candle and then you can't go back.
If he based it along the comics, they will. And because he said the other movies, it's not about humans, the mutants losing their powers like the other one was. This one was based upon the Dark Phoenix comic.
That's encouraging. I'm still a little cautious.
Even if they do it and they do it okay, kind of like wish they just let the MCU do it because they could tie it into everything.
Yeah.
And you want to tie it into everything.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, but anyway.
Jamie, this is a little bit old news, but you sent me a text a couple weeks ago. You said that there might be a Beetlejuice remake.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not.
And I don't think it is. I think, just for clarification, I think
Good.
They're just
I mean,
getting
like, what the fuck?
they're just going to send out a remastered version for Halloween.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
totally
'Cause that's
fine.
a classic, dude.
Do not fuck with that.
But if
I hate when
they
you say
test
that.
the waters with this and it starts to play,
Here's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
no, this is the article I read. I wish I could give the writer credit, but I don't remember. That this could introduce the possibility of a sequel.
Suck a dick.
I know. Leave it.
Only
alone.
if they get the old cast members.
Tell me what you really
It would
think.
be Alec Baldwin, Winona Ryder, and
Gina Davis.
Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton.
And I'll tell you right
That's
now,
right.
Alec Baldwin, as a comedic actor, I think he's so much better now than he was then.
yeah. He's
He
brilliant.
is freaking awesome. And every
Yeah.
comedic role he plays now, it's like, dude, spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, the Trump thing aside, I mean, it's complicated. Spot on. It was awesome.
Yeah, he's a talented guy.
Yeah.
I just saw him in comedians riding in cars having coffee with Jerry Seinfeld. And it looked like they were just having a blast. And he's sharp, man. Like, really
Yeah, he is sharp.
quick.
He's got like a pretty high IQ too.
Does
I
he
believe
really?
it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because he's definitely spot on. And that is all I have for the news.
I got something, just a little tidbit that was I saw in the news the other day, which is just cool because this guy's been using this rock as a doorstop for 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. Here it's a freaking moon rock, or so it's a meteorite worth $100,000.
No shit.
Yeah, it was in the news the other day. I just thought it was like, oh, that's pretty
Well, how
cool.
did he figure that out?
I didn't get that far. I just
Dude, you just reminded me of something. You know the artist Banksy, right?
I saw that.
So Banksy is like this world-renowned, mysterious, unknown, anonymous street artist.
Yes.
Really?
And he does very cool shit that has this political statement.
nobody knows who this guy is.
No, nobody knows who he is.
That's cool. I like that whole thing.
And it's been going on for years, dude. He started out with Obey. I think it was Obey way back. No, that was the Obey guy. I'm getting him confused. But he has this picture recently. He had this picture up for auction, and it's a pretty famous painting of the girl with a balloon that's shaped like a heart. And,
I saw something like that on my flip book, but I didn't click on it.
dude,
Yes.
he rigs this thing up that when it finally gets to the place where it goes to auction, I think
like
it's
$1 million?
Sotheby's, $1.3 million.
Yeah.
As soon as the gavel slams to sell it, they turn on this paper shredder mechanism inside the frame that sends it down and shreds half of it. And I'm like, oh, mwah, that is fucking fantastic.
Good on you, mate.
Oh, yeah.
fuck
it's
it,
so
dude.
priceless. And then everybody goes, it's probably worth more now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I
'Cause
mean?
People are freaking idiots.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Don't get me started on the art stuff, man, because it's like, I went to art school and I painted and had to go through art history classes and all that stuff. The pretension around art for art's sake really drives me bananas.
Which dips in the movies too.
Yeah, it's one of
almost
those
like
things.
these super rich people that know nothing about art, but somebody tells them that's art.
Well, I don't mind it.
Music too. Like the fucking bullshit.
I
that
don't
comes-
mind an honest reaction. I don't
Yeah.
mind if you go and you look at a painting
And you love it.
Yeah, kind of like, remember in Ferris Bueller's Day Off when Cameron's looking at that painting? If it stirs something in you and you're like affected by it, and you say, be like, I want to look at this thing for the rest of my life. I have $50,000 to spend. I'm going to spend it. I'm like, good on you, man. That's awesome. Do that. But the pretension and the bullshit that happens around that shit, when people turn around and they go, and it's somebody that's taking literally I've read an article about this guy put dye up his ass and shit on a canvas and would sell that.
And people bought it?
And people bought it.
Yeah, it's the same
What the
people that
fuck?
I can't.
Right?
It sucks.
I can do that. I don't want to.
Because I can't think of the fucking band's name. It's the band in like the 90s that people would like listen to. And I listened to them too. I thought they were good, but they were like
Nickelback?
No, not Nickelback. It was like god damn!
I like Nickelback.
It's gonna piss me off now. It's gonna drive me insane. But they were like, they would act like since they listened to it, they were better than you.
It said like the Beatles.
Depeche Mode?
No, they look like the Beatles.
Yeah.
I used to listen
Oasis?
to Oasis.
Not Oasis.
That's where he was going because they were assholes too. The two brothers were
Bjork?
dicks.
Oh fuck me, dude!
just gonna
I gotta
keep
look
naming
that
shit.
up, dude.
But like back to what you were talking about. I've always thought the Mona Lisa was like that's okay. But it's like considered the most priceless thing in the world.
To me, it's very personal. Don't get me wrong, man. I don't.
That was him as a woman, right? He like
there's speculation that there's an underpainting of him as a woman, but don't get me wrong. There's that part, the part that resonates with you, but then there's the other part where it's like if you can't tell me that someone who splatters paint on something and then someone says, "Oh, that is
like that."
Yeah. Yeah, that was me and the boys painting.
Right. That's $1 million right there.
Well, there's a
We'll put that
painting in the room that me and the kids painted, literally finger painted when we were kids. Now, to me, that resonates with me.
Because it's your kids.
Has meaning,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And it's priceless to me. Unless someone offers me $1 million.
Is it, John?
Yo,
Is
who
it?
sings they sing the song Creep.
Radiohead.
Radiohead.
I love Radiohead.
Yeah, who doesn't love Radiohead? But there was people that you knew that listened to that.
douchebags.
They thought they were fucking better than you because they listened to Radiohead.
I know.
Dude, like,
Yeah.
stick this
I
up
know
your
those
ass, you
people.
fucking prick.
They're the
That's
same people who said they knew the ending of The Sixth Sense.
Exactly. Yes.
It was.
They knew
I'm not
something.
mention any names.
It was like
but it was.
It was like they knew something that you didn't.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
man,
And
like-
then they started giving their shit away, which I loved because
Yeah.
that means that everybody could have access
Fuck
to it.
yeah.
And they weren't special anymore.
Yeah.
Not the band was still special, but the people that got douchebaggery over
Yeah,
it.
well, I think, and that's the beauty in Radiohead is I think they realized the douchebaggery that was going on.
Well,
around
and
it.
the record industry was
Yeah.
really shitty. But where I was going is like, I mean, yeah, there should be art that resonates with you. Same thing with movies. And if you appreciate it and you love it, then that's yours to love, and that's a beautiful thing. But when it comes to putting value on things, like I think that if you shit on a canvas and someone says that's worth $2 million because it's your brown period, and it's like it's and they start to layer on a bunch of this crap that about it means this and it means that drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's like, go fuck yourself.
And then you're going to take that and you're going to put that next to a sculpture, could have, to a Michelangelo or to some of these true geniuses, like guys that can take a 2-ton piece of marble and feather out drapery that just is wafer thin, and they've done it. And you're like,
he used to cut open corpses, used to dig them up.
Yeah, but I'm just,
he was fucking nuts.
Well, they were all little nuts, but I'm just saying you can't put that next to somebody shitting on a canvas and call it equal value, right?
No, you're absolutely right.
That's the way it should. In my opinion.
Those guys were real artists. These people that as kids would say, they're posers. I guess whatever.
Dude, it's the
Poser.
pretension, man.
Yeah,
The fucking pretension. That's what drives me crazy.
I am old, as the kids would say. With my fucking cane.
Yeah, don't analyze.
Get off my lawn!
Don't analyze the canvas.
I'm
you
that
just
guy,
jerked
right?
off on.
It's in my yard. It's mine now.
Yeah, seriously. Let's talk about more about 80s movies.
I
love the Burbs.
Get on the Goldbergs and we'll talk.
Yes, highly recommend the Goldbergs. And that's all I have for this week, gentlemen. Anything from you guys? Anything else from you guys?
Nothing off my top of my head.
No? Well, then we'll close it on a high note and say thank you for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Please be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes and Google Play. We're also on Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube. And I don't know, we'll think of something else to put our shit on. It'll get people to listen to the show. And if you are listening to the show and if you're really digging it, what keeps us alive as far as our frail male egos is nice, kind words and a 5-star review. So if you're feeling up to it, give us a 5-star review. You can also follow us on Twitter at NJJ Show, Instagram at the NJJ Show, at NJJ Show, or if you're on Facebook, search the Nick, John, and JB Show, and you can follow our page. Thanks again, everybody, and have an awesome week.